I think a lot of my clients' stories blow my mind because it's so my favorite part, it comes in stages. My favorite part is seeing someone come in, and often they come in and they're a little
Don't mind that.
often they come in, they seem a little hopeless. They've been to other practitioners before, they've been to other providers, or they're just frustrated. They're not sleeping well, they're having headaches all the time. Those are a lot of the classic ones that come in, and their nervous system is just dysregulated. And then they come in, and then within a week or two, you're starting to see these results, and they walk into that front door, and something's different, and you can see it on their face. It's like a new light is behind their eyes. That's my favorite moment, and that happens time and time again. As far as a specific story, I think, geez, there's a lot, but I think so recent. One recently was just a dad. I love working with dads because they rarely care for themselves. They're so hardworking and always care for their kids, always care for their wives, but they put themselves in the back burner. But he just couldn't sleep through the night, and it was getting to the point where he had a pretty dramatic case of pneumonia, and he was having some PTSD things from having an episode in his own bedroom, and so he went to the hospital, thought he was going to die, and then he came back and then wasn't able to fall asleep in his own room. And so then his
Because
wife,
of like the stress, like the
because of the stress,
PTSD.
yeah, literally having like PTSD episodes from like thinking last time I was in this bed, I woke up and didn't think I was going to survive because I had to go to the hospital again. And so just wasn't able to fall asleep through the night. Tries to sleep on the couch, isn't able to sleep on the couch. So he's just going like a week and a half, 2 weeks without getting any good sleep at all. Maybe an hour or two at a time.
What caused him to like almost die?
It was pneumonia, is what he said. The doctors said it was. So his just lungs weren't working well, and then I don't know if he just didn't go to the hospital on time or quickly enough. But he's a larger fellow, and then yeah, he just couldn't breathe well. And then anytime he was on his back, he just felt like there was fluid coming up, and so couldn't back sleep, and then couldn't sleep well at all. So then yeah, we just went to the hospital. It was just a really scary time for him. And so he came to me after all that had cleared up, but he's like, dude, I just can't sleep. He's like, I can't sleep in my own bed. It's putting emotional stress on my marriage because my wife is wondering like, why can't you sleep with me? Is it something I did? And it's like, no, it's nothing she did. It's just something that's going on with his nervous system is holding so much stress and so much tension. And so comes in, gets adjusted, comes back the second time, gets adjusted again, and then comes back on the third visit, and he's like, I slept through the whole night. It was on the couch, but I slept through the whole night, didn't wake up once. Um, this is amazing. And so just it's a simple for me. I'm like, it's a simple thing. It's just sleep, right? But it's sleep. It's one of the main ways our body recovers so well. It's so important to so many people. And if you can't do it, it's a um, if you can't do it, it's a major sign that your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. Call that stuck in sympathetic state, sympathetic dominance, survival mode. And if it's stuck in that state, it can't do the normal things, the simple things like sleeping that we would typically do. And so for me, it's kind of common to see results like that where it's like, oh, you're not sleeping? Yeah, come in. Like we'll get you on a plan. We'll find out where your nervous system is first and foremost, and then from the metrics that we take, we literally track how we literally track your nervous system. So it's like, is it stuck in a sympathetic state? Is it stuck in a parasympathetic state? Does it have enough energy in it? We track all of that and then create a personalized plan so that you can actually get results. And because we deal with the nervous system first, all the other things are able to have a trickle down effect. So some people come and they're like, well, I have headaches a lot. But it's really because your nervous system doesn't have enough energy to function throughout the day. So by the end of the day, you're just getting so tired that you have a rocking headache. Most people think it's just, I didn't drink enough water today. But maybe it's just your nervous system doesn't have enough energy to support your body throughout the day.
So what was the treatment that you did for this gentleman?
Chiropractic adjustments, man. Yeah. So,
Like neck, back,
yeah,
hips, legs, like
yeah, we do full body chiropractic adjustments. So, when a patient comes in, We assess every joint in the body. It should move in 6 ranges of motion: extension, flexion, lateral flexion of both sides, and rotation of both sides. If it doesn't, it's sticky. We call that a subluxation. So the body's holding too much tension in that spot for the rest of the body to work well. If it's stuck in 3 ranges of motion, that's called a primary subluxation. So all the other compensations in the body is coming from that spot. You see that often when people are coming in for like a low back pain and they're like, oh, it hurts right here, but the problem's on the other side. It's just referring over to that side. So we really treat what is the actual problem, the actual issue, the actual root subluxation. And so that's the primary basis of care. We also do breath work in office, teach breath work outside of the office as well. And
What's breath work doing for you?
breath work helps to support the vagus nerve. So your vagus nerve starts in your head, goes all the way down to your gut. It's the longest nerve in the body, and it is fully has full control of your sympathetic system. So it will control if you're stuck in that fight or flight, or if you're able to operate on a normal basis. And so to help regulate the vagus nerve is one of the first ways into helping to get someone out of that stuck survival state and into a state where they're able to optimally thrive. And so chiropractic adjustments help with that really well. Breathing and activating the diaphragm help to stimulate the vagus nerve extremely well, and things like that. So I'll teach things like that in the office. I'll do that with care in the office and then send them home so that they can make it a part of their life. And so care plans typically look like chiropractic adjustments and then some at-home help. And so if you're coming into the office, say 3 times a week, that's still only 3 days out of 7. That's not even 50% of the week. And so it's like, what are your normal habits outside? Those sometimes need to change as well. And so I'll send them with at-home things to do. Typically, it'll just be 3 things, no more, no less. Anything less, I feel like you don't get enough value. Anything more, you're probably not going to do it because the list gets too long. So that will depend on what the person needs and what they're already doing in their life.
So you find out like a lot of what they're doing at home, work, watching TV, how they're sitting, how they're sleeping.
Yeah, our first exam is 60 minutes, so probably about 45 minutes getting to know their whole health story, where they've been, where they are, where they want to go, doing any tests to clear them for care that we need to do, doing a chiropractic exam. We do the nervous system metrics as well. And then after that, we also include a treatment into that first exam time. But because we're able to collect so much information, I'm really able to see where the root issue came from, and then what habits need to be changed, and then what type of adjustments will work well for them. So some people come in and they're so pent up, they really need to unwind. So if I were to give them a typical like osseous adjustment, that would be like the racky cracky type adjustments that make a sound that everyone loves. If I were to give them that type of adjustment, they might not respond to it very well because their nervous system is so pent up and tight. They actually need to unwind first before they can receive that impulse. Some people are coming in and their nervous system is so fatigued, that's exactly what they need. They need a boost. They need something that can help almost jumpstart their system. And then there's a whole range in between. And so that time helps them to come in, feel safe. The first step of healing is feeling safe, and then feel comfortable in the space, and then helps me to get enough information to be like, this is where we really need to start. And so it helps me be able to develop a full care plan for them, that's really personalized to them and that really gets results.
Like my first experience
Yeah.
with chiropractics was I had gotten into a car accident. Someone had pulled out in front of me and I T-boned them because they weren't supposed to be there. And so I went to see a chiropractor because the insurance paid for it all and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I went in and the guys was like, all right, so you had an accident. So we're going to do, they did like, they put those electron things, pads on me and then
Okay.
like,
The stim unit?
yeah, something like that. And that was pretty much like my care.
Wow. They didn't even adjust you?
No adjustments.
Oof.
It was like really weird. So it was like my experience with chiropractic was strange.
Yeah.
And then from like what you do is completely different.
Yeah.
Like how can there be 2 different types of practices?
Great question. The blessing and curse of chiropractic care is you go to 10 chiropractors and you can receive 10 different types of care. And so there's a lot of room to practice the art of it. So chiropractic at its core, there's the three pillars of it. There's the art of it, which is how you practice it. There's the science of it, the science into the neurology and how an adjustment can affect the neurology. And then the art science, and then the philosophy of the subluxation, the philosophy that the body can heal itself. And so a lot of people believe that the body can heal itself if you're a chiropractor. And a lot of people believe that there's science that supports that. But then the art aspect of it is where you can get this whole wild, wild west aspect to chiropractic care. And in your case, I wouldn't even call that chiropractic care because they left out the most important part, which is the chiropractic adjustment. And thankfully, you're at a chiropractor now who adjusts well and you're seeing good results from it. But yeah, chiropractors now can often try and become physical therapists and do just exercise and rehabilitation, which there's a time and a place for that. But just don't call it chiropractic care if you're doing physical therapy.
You're ruining it for everybody else.
Yeah. And then if you're just hooking people up to a stim unit and giving them ice, don't call that chiropractic care either. I don't know what that would be called, but it's nice. It feels nice, but it's not
called
chiropractic
getting
care.
money from the insurance company.
Yeah, just billing things, just billing codes for the sake of billing codes. But yeah, you can get all these different things, but if they're not adjusting, then it can't be called chiropractic care at the end of the day.
So, have you run into anybody with like scoliosis?
Yeah, all the time.
And did you like fix that?
Fix is a strong word. If they're adults, no. Like there's no reversing it. Their bones are already the way they're going to be. But I can help with a lot of symptom care. So a lot of people with scoliosis, they'll get shoulder pain because their shoulders are going in. They'll get a lot of mid back and low back pain because their body's compensating. So certain muscles are overstretched and certain muscles are shorter just because of the way their spine is curving. And so I can help with a lot of care for that, but I can't necessarily fix the curve itself. If they're young enough, probably under the age of 13 or so, you can actually help to reverse the curve if it's not bad enough. But there's a whole range of degrees to where it's you need to go get surgery and have that fused if I believe it's over 45 degrees. You have to get that fused all the way down to chiropractic care can help reverse it. And so it's a wild array. There's a story of chiropractic with aquatic animals, and there was a shark that had scoliosis and it couldn't swim well. And so they brought it in for chiropractic care, got a chiropractic adjustment once a day for a couple months, I think. And they actually helped to reverse the scoliosis in the tail and help it swim again. I don't know how they refrained the shark to get in there.
Right.
That would scare me. I wouldn't touch a shark, but there's stories of it happening, and there's stories of
I want to see some video.
I know, right? It's only a story. I need video evidence.
Yeah, here, come on.
Is it even real?
No, AI. It's an AI story.
But yeah, if the kid is young enough, then
Okay.
then you can reverse the curve. But it's more rare. It's not. Yeah, most people that come in to see me with scoliosis are adults, and so that's not reversible.
Do you help people get off of, say, like pain medications or thyroid medications or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't tell them to stop it, and I don't de-prescribe them. That's out of my scope. But definitely, if you're most people are on those pain meds because they're in pain, right? And so they're just doing it to stop the pain. And so there's several instances where people are taking medication for their headaches, medication for back pain, medication for knee pain. One client came in, she was on, I forget the specific name of it, but it was an opioid. And she was taking it every single day. She's like, I can't survive without this thing. And then she was coming in, and over time she's like, I'm going to start taking less of it. And I was like, that's fantastic. And so she was feeling good, started taking less and less. And then she's like, I'm not going to take it this week, and I'm going to see where it goes. And we're like, okay, let's do it. Just tell me how it goes. Tell me if you're having any other side effects from it, if you're seeing any flare-ups from your pain. And so she gradually weaned herself off of it, and then noticed that she could survive the day. survive the week with none of that medication because her body was actually moving well again. And so, yeah, those are life-changing moments, man, when you, when you're so sufficient on a drug, when you're so sufficient on something outside of nature, and then you're able to change your life, change your habits, and then go back to a way that's natural, where you're not reliant on those things. It's life-changing.
Was it like a back problem she had, or like a hip, or
Yeah, a lot of hip pain. She had hip pain, shoulder pain, upper back pain, neck pain,
all of it?
all of the pain. Yeah, just my body's in pain. Everywhere hurts.
How was her spine? Like
Compressed is the word I would
compressed?
use.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Did she have like the curvature that she needed, or
mm,
she had to like put that back into place, or?
yeah, put that back into place. That's a great word. Um, that's a great. It hurts my heart when we're like, oh, we need to put that back into place. Um, I don't put anything back into place.
Yeah.
I just relieve the tension that's in there so that the nervous system can do its job. That's the simplest thing.
You let the body heal itself,
Let the body heal itself. I don't remove anything or put anything back in.
or force
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not a surgeon.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Like, what? How was her? She was compressed, her spine.
Yeah,
Any curvature? Like, what was
she
causing?
came in. The main pattern I was seeing in her body was there was just a lot of tension, and there was a lot of compression. And so she was an X-ray technician, so on her feet for a long part of the day, and then sitting for a long part of the day, and then on her feet for a long part of the day, and sitting for a long part of the day. And so there was just a lot of compression on her body, and her nervous system is just extremely fatigued. And so because her nervous system is extremely fatigued, it wasn't able to adapt to the stress and the strain of her typical life. And so through care, we were able to relieve a lot of that compression that she was feeling, which make a lot of people say they feel a lot lighter or a lot looser after an adjustment. That's being decompressed.
I usually feel taller.
Yeah, you feel taller. I say, yeah, you gained a half inch.
It's like that, the neck jolt one, and it pulls.
Like the Y strap one?
I think so. It goes around your whole head. It's like a harness,
Mm-hmm.
and then it pulls up, and
Yeah,
then
the
your
Y
whole
strap.
spine goes.
Yeah, it
It's wild.
decompresses it. It's a wild feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So we worked on that, like that pattern. So since there's a pattern of compression, just working on decompressing it.
How long was that process? A couple months, it sounded like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no process that doesn't take time. Chiropractic principle. Also,
You see
truth
results
principle.
almost instantly within a couple visits, but to actually get that,
To actually change structure like that, to actually change compression like that, yeah, I mean, this compression is building and building and building over years, and so it would be amazing if it was gone after 10 minutes
yeah,
after a chiropractic adjustment, right? But the reality is you need to continue with that dosage.
it took time to create that issue, and it takes time to relieve that issue.
Exactly. Yeah. Well said.
And like most people live, like you could live above 60% of your life. I'm totally ruining that. People don't do anything until they've come below the 60% mark of their pain or their discomfort.
It has to get bad enough.
It has to get bad enough, and like you may not even know it until you're at that 60% mark and below. So you could be walking around without any issues or thinking you don't have any issues, and you're just hovering above that line.
Yeah.
And you're not even close to 100%.
That's the classic man issue. Yeah, because guys are like, I feel fine, or like I'm not dead, like so
Yeah.
I'll be totally fine. But it's the slow creep, right? And that's why we take the metrics that we take. So that's why we take nervous system scans with heart rate variability. That's why we take posture scans. That's why we do a chiropractic analysis at every single visit to see how you're progressing through care. Because do I care how you feel? Yes, but that's not my main marker. My main marker isn't, I feel great today. Okay, good. I guess walk out the door and see you. Because of what you just said, sometimes we're not functioning optimally, but we may not be realizing it. And so my goal is to get you to be functioning optimally. And so that's why we track these metrics. And sometimes these are metrics that you can't see. And so you're like, I feel fine, but the metrics don't show up fine. And so we're like, we need to really work on this so that you can continue feeling fine, and then we can get you to feel even better than where you are right now.
And that doesn't even stop, like, from the moment you're born. You know, babies come out, they
Mm-hmm.
have a traumatic entrance into this world.
Yeah, it's
And
like
the
a
nurse
car
is like
crash.
pulling and yanking and getting
Mm-hmm.
that baby out.
Yeah,
Like, do you do anything for that?
I do. Yeah, so we specialize in pediatric and pregnancy, and so starting from day one. So the people who need chiropractic care the most are pregnant women and babies. And those are a population that don't see chiropractors enough. But they really need chiropractic care the most because in pregnancy, your body's undergoing so many different changes. And so to help your body adapt to those changes, um, we need to help to your nervous system to function the best that it can, to help those muscles fire at the best they can, to help the joints move at the best way they can. With um, with newborns, with babies, like you just said, it's one of the most traumatic experiences of your life is coming out of the birth canal. It's literally like a car crash. And so all these babies are, they come out and so many moms are like, my baby's just crying all the time. I don't know what to do. And they're like, they're always tight. If your baby's tight, that is the number one sign that you need to see a neurologically based chiropractor because that is them showing you that their nervous system is so stuck that they're stuck in that fight or flight state. And so when they're stuck, when they're tight, it's going to affect their ability to eat, it's going to affect their ability to sleep, and it's going to affect their ability to poop. Those are the three main things that newborns do: sleep, eat, and poop. And if they're not doing that, they cry incessantly. And so that's just their signal to you that, hey, something's wrong. You're my provider. Can you help me?
You're like, well, my baby hasn't gone poop for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
Take her into the chiropractor, and then on the way home,
it poops.
she goes, yeah,
Yeah, you hit the poop button, the ileocecal valve.
yep.
Yeah,
And
constipated babies. It's sometimes they'll poop right on the table. That's kind of fun to see, as long as they don't blow out their diaper on the table. But yeah, it's fun to see.
and then a lot of kids get like earaches and stuff
Hmm.
like that, but that can all be prevented.
Yeah, ear infections. So the eustachian tube, the angle of it. Sometimes there can be buildup of fluid in kids. So the angle of the eustachian tube changes as we grow. But when they're a kid, it's flat, and so a lot of liquid can stay into that tube, and that can cause a buildup and cause an ear infection. So a chiropractic adjustment can change the pressure and help the ears to drain. So physically, that's what's going on. And then it can also be a buildup of the upper cervical spine isn't moving well. And so, because the upper cervical spine isn't moving well, you're unable to get full rotation. And so, that is causing a pressure change in the head. And so, when we're looking at ear infections with a kid, chiropractic care can help prevent it by helping the upper cervical spine to work well in helping the pressure in the cranium and in the head in the ear, and then it can help to relieve ear infection, relieve that pain that they're feeling by helping to drain the ear. So yeah, super common to see kids with either have multiple ear infections and they go on a bunch of antibiotics and then come into care, and then once they start care, they don't get another ear infection for the rest of their life. Very, very common.
Now, is that like from the upper neck part of it?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you would adjust because it's close to the ears. Like when you talk about subluxation, and
Yeah.
that can cause like a squeezed tube, like a hose, when like you're clogging and
Mm-hmm.
stopping a hose from flowing. The nerves are then also the same going to your organs and everything. So if you have certain issues, heart issues or head issues, stomach issues, it's like related to that section of your spine.
Yeah. So you're saying, why would I adjust the upper cervical specifically with ear infections?
That, and
Or
then with ear infections and other issues that people have throughout their body.
yeah, like someone comes in, they're like, I can't poop. You adjust their L3, and then all of a sudden they're pooping.
Yeah,
Like, why would I adjust L3?
right.
Gotcha. Yeah. So nice. It's called the Merrick chart. You can Google it, and the Merrick chart will show you the different parts of your vertebra that's related to the internal organs. And so it's not perfect for everyone. It's like everything in science, it's like plus or minus one, but it's around that area. And so if someone comes in with a symptom, like even if they're an adult and they're like, I don't poop regularly. It's one of my favorite questions. How many times a day do you poop, or do you poop often? And they're like, yeah, I poop regularly. It's like, well, do you poop every day? No. It's like, okay, so you don't poop regularly.
Every other day?
Yeah.
Every other day?
Every other day? That's called
Every other
constipation.
week? What?
And so if they come in with a symptom like that, I'll be like, okay, I'm probably going to find this area is an issue. And so then you go to that area and then you check it out. And if there is an issue, then you're like, okay, these two things are very much aligning. The stars are aligning, and it's something that I can probably help with. And so then you adjust that area, and then most of the time they're like, wow, like I pooped like
Right
that.
on the table.
Not on the
Not
table.
like babies.
That did happen once. But made a adult poop on the table, but that's rare, and that's not the goal. But yeah, they'll poop regularly, and then when they continue getting adjusted, that subluxation works itself out of the system, and then they're able to poop more regularly. And so the Merrick chart gives us kind of like a framework and a guideline to be like, this area will probably be affected if they have this symptom. And so then if they come in with this symptom, you're like, well, let me check this area or this area. Is it compensating, or is it the primary issue? And so it's a guideline towards care. And then to some people, they're like, wow, that's magic. Or they're like, I'll be feeling an area during like an evaluation where we're looking to find subluxations at every single visit. We're doing a seated scan to do that. And as I'm working, I'll ask them a question because this area is having an issue. And so I'll be like, oh, do you have problems with this? And they're like, I do actually. Yeah, I didn't tell you that. How did you know? And so it's
psychic.
Yeah, the body keeps the score, and the body holds so much information for us that sometimes we just ignore. It's beautiful.
So what's the scan thing like that you're using?
So there's a nervous system scan. It's a heart rate variability, and so it's an insight scan, and it tracks heart rate variability, temperature of your skin in the room, and also skin galvanic response, which is
what?
I know, big word, skin galvanic response. It's something that's emitted from our fingers when we're feeling stressed, and so it's something that our body just it helps us to emit like the hormones that we need to survive an instance. And so when we're stuck in a sympathetic state, so we'll back up for a little bit. Our autonomic nervous system has two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Big words. Sympathetic, S for survival mode. Okay, so we need that aspect of our nervous system in order to survive. The parasympathetic side is what we need to have optimal function with all of our organ systems. And so our body was created to bounce back and forth between the two. So if I have a deadline to get done, or if my family's in danger, or I need to lift a lot of weight, I go into that sympathetic state. I go into survival mode. But after that event, I should be able to go back into a place to have parasympathetic response, to have full functioning of my organ systems. The problem becomes because so many people are stuck in that sympathetic state, they're stuck in that survival mode, that the parasympathetic state, that would be like breathing well, sleeping well, eating well, pooping well, having temperature regulation, hormone regulation, all those things actually shut off in order to keep the body surviving as opposed to thriving. Because the body's just like, well, we can worry about all that other stuff tomorrow as long as we get there. And so we need to get there and survive. And so this tests heart rate variability, which is directly related to vagal tone, that vagus nerve that we talked about a little earlier. And the vagus nerve helps to control our ability to adapt, so bounce back and forth between that sympathetic and parasympathetic system. So we take the heart rate variability scans, which test temperature, heart rate variability, and skin galvanic response. And then it creates a score, and it just charts where you score. So are you stuck in a sympathetic state, parasympathetic state? Do you need a boost in your system, or do you need a boost and to get unstuck in your system? It's really cool.
Do you do any other tests as people come in? Any other?
Yes. Check? Yeah, so we do a posture score as well. And so pictures, sorry. We do a posture score as well. Pictures of front, back, side to side, front, back to side to side. So we take, oh my gosh. My brain farted, and I have a fluffy in my throat.
Just want to audio mark so I can find it later. I'll cut that out.
I have a fluffy in my throat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go all the way back before the cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you take anything else? Was that your question?
Yeah. Actually, since we're stopped, do you X-ray?
No,
Okay. That's what I was trying to get at.
I don't.
But I didn't want to like ask it outright and have you
Oh.
be like, no.
Yeah, I don't X-ray.
Okay. So
It's a good can of worms, though.
yeah, I'll actually while we're paused for a second,
Mhm.
I was going to ask you about sleeping. Do you talk about that? Like people, like I was going to ask you, like people say they've slept wrong.
Oh, yeah.
How do you
Like I
sleep
slept
wrong?
wrong and I threw up my neck.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about sleep?
I think less so like sleeping wrong, because that's gonna.
Like, what's the ideal sleeping position?
Yeah.
Is there one?
No,
No,
I don't think so. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a hot topic, hot take.
What about other like health stuff?
Mm.
Like outside of chiropractic that plays into. Do you want to go there? Like toxins and stuff like that.
Toxins.
Yeah. Vegetable oil.
Seed oils.
Red 40.
Seed oils. Red
Yeah.
40. Yeah, because I mean that can go into a little bit of nervous system regulation.
Yeah. I think it inflames your system.
Yeah, so we could.
But
touch
if you
on
want to
that a
talk
little
about that,
bit.
I don't know if that's a usual topic for you now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't X-ray. X-ray if it's necessary, but
Yeah. Because then you see the bones.
see the bone.
The bones. Do you go to birth classes and promote?
No,
You should.
I should. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we got with our guy.
Nice.
He came to the birth class.
Yeah.
He was friends with, which is so weird because he was friends with the lady that did the birth class. Her husband worked with my mom at the job she had before she retired. And we're like in their house and like someone came up and they're like, oh, you know my mom? And I was like, it's crazy. But yeah, so he would go to birth classes and talk about the whole, you're about to have a baby. So we're going to, treat your baby once it comes out. We're going to teach you to get prepared for that baby delivery. And yeah.
Yeah.
There's always babies and kids in his office.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I definitely should. What birth class did you do?
The one with the B? Bradley?
Okay.
It was the Bradley one.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Did you learn a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
Did you go for both your kids or just the oldest?
We went for the first one, and then we remembered how to have a baby.
Yes.
So, but the craziest part was like a bowl full of ice, and you put your hand in there, and then the other person tells you when you can take your hand out, and it's like kind of like having a contraction.
Okay.
Because you don't. It's like it starts hurting, and it's like stinging.
Yeah.
And you don't know when it's gonna end, and it's like very much representative of a contraction.
Okay.
So I can understand, but obviously it's nothing really like a contraction. You know, you don't want
got
to
to stick your hands in ice, and you're like, I'm having a contraction.
Yeah.
I can sympathize now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof. That gets you canceled.
Yeah. All right, let's pick it up. So, what other do you do? Any other tests as people come in?
Yeah, so we do the HRV scans, and then we do a posture scan as well. And so the posture scan just lets you know how much tension your body is holding in its system. And so that's just based off of physics. There should be, like, imagine a plumb line. It starts in your ankle and then goes up to your knee, then goes up to your hip, then goes up to your mid back, then goes up to your shoulder, then goes up to your ear. Those should all be in alignment with each other. And the further we are forward from that line, so line starts in our ankle, the further forward our body is, the more stress it has onto our system. And so that's just a great representation for people because they're seeing how they're holding themselves. And then sometimes they're able to literally see the stress that's on their system. And so that coupled together, so you have the HRV, it shows what's happening on the inside, the posture score shows what's happening on the outside, and they're able to get a full picture of how their body's operating. And so those are two of the scans that we take.
People come in, they're just like looking at their phone, and you're like, you have a problem.
So much, yeah.
Text neck and all that. They're always,
You look like a shrimp, yeah.
yeah, you see people just walking around. They're always,
Living
what
like,
about people like usually it's like older people with like the hump and they're all like scrunched over, and it's like that's just like a lifelong
yeah.
bad.
That's a lifelong buildup of not solving a problem when they could have. And so because of that, they just let it build and build and build, that creep that we've been talking about, right? Where you don't solve the problem when it's little, and then you just let it grow and grow and grow and grow, and then the next thing you know, you're living life like this. You're living life completely compressed. And so sometimes that even leads to a lot of bone degeneration, because there's so much compression on the bone that the literal material in the bone can't stand that pressure anymore. And so it starts to deteriorate. Bad situation.
Especially with like getting old and like your bones get brittle. Or is that because of that compression?
What came first, the chicken or the egg? But a lot of times when we have a lot of compression, it's going to happen faster.
Got it. What do you like tell somebody that's maybe texting too much or getting like that text neck, or any like suggestions for lifestyle change? Or
Yeah, I think don't text anymore is a great lifestyle change. Just kidding.
or
But
people at the computer all the time, like they're hunched over.
yeah,
Like, should their monitor be at a certain position? Like, how should they sit?
yeah, ergonomics are super important in the workforce. And so a big key is you want your monitor to be at eyebrow height. So the top of your monitor at eyebrow height. Because if it's looking up, we're going to be like this. And if it's looking down, we're just going to be completely reversing the curve that our spine is supposed to have. And so you want the top of the monitor to be at our eyebrow height. And then a desk. Most people's desks are too high. And so you're stuck like this all day. And so then you're like, I'm wondering why I can't breathe as deeply, or why I'm so stressed. And it's like you're literally scrunching yourself up into a little tiny stress ball. And then you're going to a 9 to 5 and living your life like that. And then driving home on the 60, and it's super stressful there as well. And so your whole entire life, you're just living as a stress ball. And so you want your desk to be, if you were sitting down and you had your hands at your side, you want your desk to be here and your typing to be here. Most desks are up top, and so it compresses everything. So those are two ergonomic hacks that you can have in the workforce. And then I would say my favorite thing is I call them movement snacks. So every hour or so, just get up and go for like a 5-minute walk around the office. Say maybe you have to go pee, and you'll get made fun of because you'll have the bladder of the size of a pea, but hey, it'll help you. It'll help your posture. It'll help you not be as compressed, and just have movement stacks throughout the day. And then there's a good little stretch that I love. And so you just start like this. So your head is down, and then you just bring it back like this. And then you just bring your arms up towards the sky. And so the timing on it's very important, but it just helps to decompress the upper back. And so the timing is when my arms come out into this position, my head is now looking straight. So some people will like rush it, and that actually compresses the upper back. So then when you come up here, you kind of feel jammed. So if you do it correctly, right there, and now we all come to neutral at the same time, and then we bring our hands up towards the ceiling and our head up towards the ceiling as well, you can literally feel those upper back bones literally like decompressing. It feels really nice. So you can do that a few times throughout the day as well.
That sounds nice. I'll have to give that a try.
Yeah, give it a try for sure.
What else? How do people find you?
People find me a lot through word of mouth. Find me through Google. Find me through driving by my office. They find me through PX Docs. It's an organization for pediatric and pregnancy, and so they find me through there. But a lot of word of mouth. Like it works for someone. It changes their life. They go from not being able to sleep. They go from having headaches all the time. They go from their kid crying incessantly to having their kid thriving. To sleeping through the night, and then to not having headaches anymore. And so those are life-changing events, and they're like, you need to see Dr. Kevin.
I've Googled chiropractic near me before. It is very overwhelming.
It is.
There are a lot out there. What like sets you apart, really?
I think it's our neurologically-based approach. And so the scans that we take to really focus on looking at how is your nervous system operating, is it optimal? And if it's not, how do we get there? And then pairing that with world-class chiropractic adjustments. And so actually adjusting you and not just using instrument assisted. I have instruments in the office to help me if I need it, but it's not my go-to. And then so neurologically based approach with holistic full body chiropractic care. I don't think many chiropractors are doing it. And so you might get one side of the coin. So there's some chiropractors who take nervous system scans, and so they're like, oh, we're neurologically based, but they're not actually adjusting. And so they're not getting results as quick as they could see, and they're not changing the impulses that go to the brain from a real adjustment. And then there's other chiropractors out there that they're just coming in. Everyone's getting the same exact adjustment. Call it the flying seven, 2 side posture adjustments, a middle back adjustment, 2 upper back adjustments, and 2 neck adjustments. So 7 adjustments. Next takes about a minute and a half, and everyone gets the same exact adjustments. And so that doesn't get you results because you get the same adjustments every time, and you get the same adjustments as your friend Sally or your friend Joe, right? So
But our problems are different.
Your problems are different, and so your adjustment should be different. And so we give very personalized care, personalized adjustments, and your adjustments will change as your body starts to change. So as we work through that primary subluxation and the secondary subluxations, as those start to clear, your body's going to start to hold tension in different places. It's one of my favorite things to see. I call it your patterns are changing. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And so someone will be like, oh, that's a different adjustment. I hadn't gotten that one before. And it's like, good. That's because your patterns are shifting and your body is starting to adapt. It's what we want to see. If you're just getting the same adjustments every single time, it means your body's not adapting. And so we really want to create a system in healthcare that adapts with you and grows with you as you try and reach optimal health.
And how often should somebody get adjusted?
That depends on your lifestyle, and it depends on where you are in your optimization. So some people need to be adjusted once a week. Some people, when they come in, it's really drastic, and so they need to be adjusted between 3 and 5 times a week. And then some people are doing really well with their health. They have really good habits in place. They do stuff outside the office to really help to regulate their nervous system really well. And so they're really good with coming in once every 2 weeks. And then some people who are just superstars, you can come in like once a month. But it really depends on how much stress do you have in your life. If you have a lot of stress in your life, you should probably get adjusted a lot more to help mitigate that stress. It's just like going to the gym. It's a lot of it depends on what are your goals, and then what is your life outside of this care like. And so those two things will really help determine care. And so it's not a cookie cutter like I need to see you once a week for the rest of your life type of thing. It's really where are you in your health, and then let's go from there.
How has your experience at BNI been?
My experience at BNI.
Yeah.
My experience at BNI has been awesome. I love our chapter, East Valley Success. I came in. I started my practice 3 years ago in April. And then one of my chiropractic mentors was like, are you a part of BNI? I was like, I don't even know what BNI is. She's like, well, join a BNI. And I was like, okay. So look for a BNI chapter near me. Went there, thought it was going to be something where it was just like stuck up business people, like BSing each other, just trying to get leads and referrals. And this group wasn't. They were super friendly, really outgoing. There were about 17 people in the chapter at the time, and I loved it. So went there, and then went back and then applied, got in, and then there were a few people in the chapter that really helped me like understand how to grow a business, really helped me understand like where standards should be in business and how to be a good member. And so I think that really helped me grow in learning how to operate a business. And so that was really good for me. And then also, I really enjoyed being part of a network where it's like, if one of my clients has an issue with their home, being like, well, I know a great plumber. Or if someone's looking to purchase their first home, like I know a really good realtor. And so there's so many people in the chapter that have so many beautiful skills that I can help to refer to. and that helped give me value to my clients as well. And so I got that as well. But yeah, I love our BNI chapter. I was president of it my second year, and so
Oh,
yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I love our chapter. Yeah, when I got asked by Ross, he's like, "What do you think about being president next year?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I just got here. It's like, I don't, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would have that." And I was like, "I think that would be too much work as well." And then he went through like what it entailed, and I was like, "Oh, actually, like that could be a role that I would like, and I would probably learn how to lead a large team." And so I really went into that, and I had a lot of fun with it. And so it did. It helped me put the right people in the right seats, and to really help progress our chapter. And so yeah, I joined. We were at 17, and then Ross brought it up to the mid 20s or high 20s, and then I got it into the mid 30s, and that's right around where we're at. And so yeah, I love our chapter. It's given me a lot of referrals as well for business. So it's so good in building its relationships, but it's been really good with bringing in business and referrals as well.
when you started your business,
Hmm.
what was that like? What was your, why didn't you go work for somebody else?
Yeah,
Or,
I didn't go work for someone else because I had a lot of ideas about how I wanted to run a practice, how I wanted to use the art of chiropractic care, and the people that I wanted to see. And I didn't see a practice that was doing all the things that I wanted to do. And so there wasn't a model I could follow and then take that model and then start my own practice from it. I think associating for a chiropractor is a great strategy, especially if they're able to teach you the business side of things, teach you a model that works, and you really enjoy that model. But if you can't find that model, you need to make that model, and the only way to do that is start your own practice. And so for me, I was going back and forth, like, should I associate from someone? Should I start my own practice? I always knew I wanted to own my own practice and have my own practice. So I was like, well, the best time to be broke is right out of chiro school. And so I just bit the bullet and started my own practice. I shadowed a lot of different chiros while in school to really see how do I want to interact with patients, what type of results do I want to see, what type of office structure do I want to have. And I just, one of the best advice I got from one of the chiros that I was shadowing is he's like, never write down anything you don't like about a practice. He's like, just forget what you don't like. Have a notebook and write down the things that you love about the practice. And then at the end of the day, you'll have a notebook full of things that you want in your practice, and then just make your practice that. And so that's what I did. I just shadowed all these people, shadowed all these chiros, learned so much, learned like clinical pearls from them, different things to look for, different ways to view the body, and different systems that they had in their office. Wrote down what I liked. Like some had more of a homey feel, some had more of a clinical feel. Wrote down the things I really enjoyed, and then put that into practice.
you went with the homey feel.
I went with more of the homey feel. Everything in my office is about nervous system regulation. And so from the second you walk in the office, we want to make sure you feel safe. And so you take your shoes off and you put them in the cubby hole, because most people, when they enter their home space, first thing they do is take off their shoes. And so subconsciously, you feel safe and you feel vulnerable in your own home. And so that's the first step of healing. And we want you to feel that when you walk into the office. And so the healing starts at the door. We don't use overhead lights. We have lamps everywhere and natural lighting, because big lights can help throw off your circadian rhythms. We have the face paper that we use isn't the white crinkly stuff. We use bandanas, cotton bandanas, so 100% cotton, and then they're washed with no scents. So if you're sensitive towards scents and stuff like that, you won't have any reaction while you're in the office. And then we have plants, like real live plants everywhere. I hate fake plants. I love real plants. They give off life. They give off a feel, and so those are all in the office. Um, yeah, it's a very homey feel. Rugs, art. Yeah, it's a vibe. Toys for the kids as well. So we have a block building station in the waiting room, and then we have Montessori style toys in the treatment room as well. So the wood blocks, the stackers, some books, picture books, puzzles, things like that.
Is it just you that operates the whole thing?
Yeah, so it's just me right now. My wife will come in as well. So if I need help with an office flow day or to get content, she'll come in and then help. She does nutrition on the side as well. So she does nutrition focusing on female gut health, fertility, and anxiety. And so really helping women take control of their health, take control of understanding why their body is feeling the way it does, what foods fuel it, what habits need to be changed. So that's a specialty that she has. And so that's another offering that we have in the office. So chiropractic care and then nutrition through her. And then, but yeah, it's just a simple flow. So it's just a small little waiting room and small little treatment room. But it gets vibey, man. It's a good time.
Nice.